It is 7:01 p.m. on July 23rd, 2019, and we're going to open the administrative board meeting. Do roll call, please.
Yep. Trustee Chris Sample.
Here.
John Talbot.
Here.
William Luxinger is absent. Dina Simpson. Here. Jen Christensen is absent. And Jared Doan is absent. President Rick Worm.
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Onabany.
Here.
Clerk Sandy Moss, I'm here. Attorney David Silverman.
Here.
Do not have an engineer. Public Works Supervisor Brett Fergie.
Here.
And Park Supervisor Kenny Leamer.
Here. Okay, so we've established a quorum. We'll entertain a motion for Jared to attend remotely due to work.
Motion to approve Jared Doan to attend remotely due to work.
I'll second that.
So John makes the motion to let Jared Doan attend remotely due to work. Dina seconds. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Or any opposed, same sign. Motion passes at some time.
Call Jared in.
7:02.
Yep, Jared? Here? Are you? Thank you.
Okay. So if you would please read off what's on the consent agenda.
Yep, tonight for approval on the consent agenda, number 1 is the June 25th, 2019 Administrative Board Minutes. Number 2 is the bills payable warrant list dated July 23rd, 2019. Number 4 is the hiring of Alter4 Pat and Cat to repair the generator at the wastewater treatment plant in an amount not to exceed $5,000. Number 4 is resolution number 19-45, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of proposal from D&E Sheet Metal, Inc. for repair of the fascia and gutter at Village Hall. Number 5 is ordinance number 19-12, an ordinance regarding building permit fees. Number 6 is ordinance number 19-13, an ordinance regarding village transaction fees and charges. And number 7 is ordinance number 19-14, an ordinance regarding display of street address numbers.
At this time, does any board member wish to pull an item from the consent agenda for further discussion?
Yes, I'd like to pull number 7, please.
Okay, we will vote separately on number 7.
I move to place agenda items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as a consent agenda.
Dina makes a motion to place items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 inclusively together as the consent agenda. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
John seconds. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jen is absent. Jared? Yes. John?
Yes.
Dina?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
And William is absent.
Motion passes 7:04.
And I move to adopt items number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedures specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Dina makes a motion to adopt items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group. Jared seconds. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Jared? Yes. John?
Yes.
Dina?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
William is absent and Jen is absent.
Okay, motion passes 7:05. For item number 7, we will need a motion and a second, and we can discuss the issues in discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 1914, an ordinance regarding display of street address numbers.
Second.
We have to, yeah, okay.
Dina makes a motion to approve ordinance 1914. John seconds. Discussion.
Sorry, I'm just gonna vote no. I don't need to discuss it. I already explained it last week.
Okay.
I did, just for everybody's aware, I did send an email to Chris letting him know that street numbers actually are required in the 2006 Illinois Residential Code already, so really this is just filling in the gap for those years in which the village didn't use that as our building code.
Are they actually doing it? Because
Yeah.
I see some of the new houses that don't seem to have it. Everybody on my block has their, it in the, has the block, including myself, but there are new houses that I saw that don't have numbers on them.
Well, they did when they had the occupancy permit approved, because I do know that he's watching for that, because we had one actually get rejected for that.
Any further discussion?
It needs to be posted on the house.
Jared's question was, does it need to be posted on the house, or does it need to be posted on the post?
It has to be posted on the house.
The ordinance, or are you talking about the
The current,
code?
the current code requires it to be built
I know,
on the
I was
house.
just specifying, which is he asking about the ordinance or the code?
Jared, are you asking about what does the ordinance require, or what does the code require? The code requires that it be on the house. It does not specify a size. The ordinance that we would be adopting would specify a size and on the house. The size.
2.5 inches on the ordinance.
The ordinance is 2.5 inches. Yeah. Yeah, it's still small.
Is that a minimum?
Yes. Yep.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
John?
No.
Gina?
Yes.
Chris?
No.
William is absent. Jen is absent. Jared?
Motion fails. 7:07. All right, move on to reports from the officers. Obviously, I'm technologically challenged tonight. I don't have my laptop. I have the appointment of a planning and zoning commission member, which I would like to appoint Brett Fergie to the planning and zoning commission as a resident of the village. I need the consent of the board.
It'd be a 4-year term. I
Oh.
did do the math before we came into the meeting.
See which ones are open
Yeah.
to a 4-year term.
When you're like just saying consent, you just need us to let you know that, hey, that'd be fine with us. I'm fine with that.
Me too.
Welcome, Fergie.
Jared? Okay.
Oh.
All right, we will make that happen. Discussion on cooling heating center. Do we need to do anything further with that?
No.
All right.
I put it on there to follow up, because we had that conversation,
Well, no,
but they didn't have
I was talking about
that.
planning and zoning.
Oh, okay.
So the cooling and warming center, I know we've discussed it many times before. Sandy really wants to open up Village Hall as a cooling and warming center for like the extreme heat we just had, but only during normal business hours. So that would be Monday through Friday.
9 to 4.
And, you know, obviously not the days we're closed, because it wouldn't be normal. But what are your thoughts?
I think I shared mine at the last meeting. I'm completely fine with that. I think it's a great
Me
idea.
too. Are
I
you
did.
setting parameter?
Yeah, so I followed up with, Dean and David, and they said that, you know, they don't really, there's not a real objection to being a heating and cooling. I think that we all discussed last week that we're all on the same page, that we are absolutely not an emergency center. I'm actually leaning towards not even being a defined heating and cooling center, but more or less every time one of those events come up, and I know Village Hall is open, offering that to the public.
Just shooting out
I'm-
something on on our village.
Yeah, so like this
Just
time
say,
I
hey.
posted it on Facebook, and our village website, and let people know, like, we are open, we are available.
That's unofficial.
Yeah, unofficial, but my concern with being an official one is like this Friday, Village Hall will be closed because, we will all be at training, and so I'm afraid that if, I have to talk to the Ogle County Emergency Management Coordinator to confirm this, but I'm afraid if we become a official cooling center, that those have to be our hours, and so that's why I said I'd like to do it on an as-needed basis right now. If we get the extreme cool, open back up again. If we get extreme heat, open back up again.
That's a great idea.
So I guess it's kind of as needed would be my
Good with that.
parameter for now.
Unofficially on the days we're open.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'd advertise
Well, and that would
for
be
it.
smart anyways, because I'm not thinking of the summer, I'm just thinking more of the winter. Like last winter with the days that we had some closed
Yeah.
because of the weather, you don't wanna have to.
Nope, yeah, and if we are closed because of the weather, I don't want somebody traveling here looking for a
Agreed.
heating center. But just as a general thing, I don't advertise it, but if somebody were to come into Village Hall and sit because they needed heating or cooling from the weather, I would not kick them out, so.
Thanks.
All right, that's all we have on that.
I don't
Sandy?
have anything.
Brenda?
I have nothing tonight.
David?
Nothing.
On to the committees. Jen's not here. Does anybody have anything on Jen's? Okay,
Farmers market's tomorrow night.
excellent.
Are they having the trucks again?
Mm-hmm, the food
That
trucks
was,
will
They
be
were
there.
really
kinda
good.
cool, yeah, I thought that was
We did a
really
little sampling from each one of the trucks, 2 weeks ago, and it was really good.
That was really neat, yeah.
I see
And then I
my
had to take
error
all the
on
leftovers home to my son.
Hmm?
I see my error on the agenda now. I did list you.
Oh. There you go.
Do we have any ratifications of emergency expenditures?
Nope,
Anything further on finance?
no.
Ordinance enforcement? Hold on a second, Jared.
He wants to put on the, I'll repeat it, he wants to put on the agenda next week talking about, you can't do that. What was that, Jared?
I wanna put on the agenda next week for, talk about soliciting signs, posted up in the village.
The posting, the no soliciting signs?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll put that on the committee level.
It'll actually be 2 weeks. There's no meeting next week. It's the 5th Tuesday.
Alright,
All right.
Like a mini vacation.
Yep.
Anything further, Jared?
nope, that's it.
Parks?
Friday, Kenny and I are gonna meet with Kevin Bungie from Civil Engineering Services. I ran into him in Cherry Valley, and I know Kenny wasn't comfortable with the ones we have, so we're gonna bring another company out, talk about the pond and what the things we're looking to do there, so.
What time is that?
9 a.m. in the morning.
Huh.
Kenny, do you have anything additional?
Yes, Thursday and Friday, we had the World Series come through town. In spite of the inch and a half almost of rain that we had, out of the 4 facilities that were being used, we were actually the first facility that was playable, for games on Thursday. The crew did a good job getting everything playing, and of all fields, Diamond One was actually the first field that was usable for the first time in forever. All the games got in Thursday, Friday. Seemed like we had, even with all the heat, we had a decent turnout out here and had a lot of compliments on, the park and the complex and the crew getting everything ready. We started working on pulling out the old basketball nets today, to install the new ones, and kind of found a surprise that they poured concrete that was 5 feet deep and about a 3-foot diameter to mount those old poles in. So we're gonna have a
Didn't want them to go anywhere.
little bit of work to put the new ones in. We're expecting kind of an 18-inch round piece of concrete to come out of the ground, and we basically pulled a small car out of the ground. So I believe Friday, we'll have the new concrete going in and the base is set, and then hopefully first part of next week, the new systems will be in place. I'll talk to Sandy tomorrow about posting something on the website or Facebook about, courts being closed down Friday and through the weekend. So, other than that, that's it.
If you guys didn't happen to see him, this is the picture of the thing he pulled out today.
Good
Wish I could put that up on the screen, but,
Nice paperweight.
Oh, my word.
for a basketball hoop,
Oh, my God.
it's pretty impressive.
That's insane.
Tornado proof.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For those of you out there in camera land, it's probably, about 24 inches in diameter? 30? I'm just gauging by and probably 5 feet long? Yeah.
You were afraid somebody was gonna steal
It wasn't going, it flared at
That
the
wasn't
top.
going.
Wasn't gonna go anywhere.
That's impressive. We'll have to put some of those out there on
Oh, my God.
we'll have to get
Yeah,
some of these
no
little
wonder
photos like this out on the website, just so we
Happened
show
to that
people
during
the
the-
progress.
Really?
It'd be kinda nice. But that's just impressive. So that poor little skid steer got a lift to work out today.
Gosh.
So what is the weight limit on that skid steer?
Thought it was 3,500, if I'm not mistaken,
Oof.
or just under that, so.
Maxed out, I'm sure.
I know our pallets normally weigh about 2,700, and it handles them decently, but it fought that chunk of concrete.
That's impressive. We'll get these up on the website or somewhere out there, or Facebook for the public to see the progress. Anything further, Parks?
No, that's it, unless you have something else.
Streets?
You have anything?
Not too much. I don't know if anybody really goes north here on Junction, but Edson Road has been seal coated, so that is done. The A2's finished there. They did it last week. Other than that, we are still at a bit of a standstill at Frosty Morning and Golden Prairie, we're still waiting for ComEd to come in and fix and lower their line, so NICOR can lower their line, to continue with that project. So that side of the road is still kind of got a bit of a standstill, or we're waiting. Hopefully ComEd will be here this week. But other than that, not much.
Did you take over watering of some pump?
We did, actually this afternoon we did. O'Brien's 15 waterings were actually done Sunday, for the sump pump project in Old Crossing, so we actually started watering. They watered through yesterday and this morning, but, we started watering as of this afternoon, so.
They look good Sunday, except for the only place that didn't was by the mailbox there.
There's a few areas that are struggling, possibly dead. I don't know yet. We're working on it. I talked to Troy on the phone yesterday, just so you're aware. I said we are taking over watering, but at no point in time, I'm not accepting the job. We're taking over the watering, but the job has not been accepted. He's totally fine with that.
Somebody drove over it.
I think it was a lawnmower. Or a fertilizer buggy, I don't know which. But he is well aware that there are several areas that are struggling, possibly might need to be replaced. So he's being very cooperative, no problems. So he understands that in a week or two, I told him we'd give him a week. And if it's not good in a week, they'll have to come back and replace those areas. So he's completely good with that. So.
I'd like to commend Mr. Fergie. We had, in one of our ditch projects, the sloping inside the concrete for the bottom of the ditch wasn't the right slope, 2 inch drop. And, he came up with an alternative that actually improved the situation for both us and them. So they didn't have to take it out, and they added, 8-inch wings?
Ended up being between 6 and 7 because of the way the form's set up, yes.
Which actually probably improved the flow.
Yes.
It was a great idea.
So, thank you.
That's all I have.
Utilities.
I don't have anything other than just reminding everybody that, not next week, but in the following week, I'm so glad you said that, that they'll see the paperwork that we have from the rate study, and so take a look at that, please, before the meeting. Don't just take a look at it for the first time at the meeting. I'd really appreciate that, so we can have a good conversation about it. That's it.
We can read it page by page.
Page by page.
That's my favorite.
Just to prepare myself, how long is it?
I don't even think it's really, it's, and honestly, I think
15.
it's
That's
actually
240
clarified the
days.
one.
I just wanted to make sure
It
it was
is not,
Yeah,
it is not the
240 days.
zoning code, it is not.
Yeah, it's not anything like that. It's really,
290 days.
really
Dina,
not like that, yes.
can I add something?
You can
Instead of-
do, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to update everyone. If you recall, we installed the new parts on well 2 last week, last Tuesday, I believe, and then I was gonna run the well to see. The vibration is still there, so everyone knows. I am working with Ernie from Cahoy Group, dealing with Jason Vose, so we're kind of brainstorming here, kind of trying to figure out our next move. So just so everyone's aware, it's still a work in progress, but the vibration is still there. So everyone knows. We're still running it. I'm not taking it out of service. It's under warranty, so if something goes, it's covered. So, that's it. Thank you.
Any further?
No.
Anybody have anything on economic development? Public?
Can I mention one last thing?
Beat me to it.
The ordinance regarding the street address numbers, when I presented that to the board a month ago, I think that would have been the time to have the discussion about how we didn't want it, because at that point, I then gave the attorneys the go-ahead, and so we did incur attorney's fees in preparing that ordinance, because I did not have any other direction from this board. So just so be aware that when I'm mentioning these things at the committee level meetings, and I'm asking if there's any objection, that in order to save cost and time and money, that's probably the time that I need to hear the objections. But only looking to save the cost on that. That's it.
I do have a question.
Oh. Hold on. Hold on.
Hang on.
Which state code are we on the record for? What year?
IBC?
State code.
2006. The International Building Code and the Residential Building Code of 2006.
So if we're on the 2006 and the numbers are in the 2006 state code, we have to put the numbers up anyway,
On new homes,
on new homes.
Right.
Okay.
What it is
All
from
right.
from 98 till,
2015.
yeah, we were still under 95?
Yeah, so I kind of wish you had your computer tonight. So one of the situations that I had sent over to Chris was that we have a cul-de-sac that has 3 homes in it. And with the way they number cul-de-sacs, it's 301, 302, 303, 304, 305. What's this one? And so it makes it very difficult, and so I sent him the photo of 3 homes in a cul-de-sac, and we don't know which is which because of the way they number. And so it's really the process that we had discussed a few weeks ago was ease the employees and for public safety for those that were built before the requirement of the 2006.
It's like my home. My front door
Yeah.
is technically facing west. It's never used. Now, that is where I have my numbers posted.
Yeah.
But anybody else knows that we use the entrance on the deck,
But you don't,
and that is specific.
but you have the numbers posted.
I do
So-
have it on the front.
So the problem is like they removed all the mailboxes in the cul-de-sac. They're now putting them in one location. So unless it's on the home, we have no idea what the address is. And so that's kind of where we're at now.
See that, it's not just for our people, but for emergency
It's not.
services as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I
know,
think they should be
you know-
in the house for the fire department, yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree that, you know, people probably should put it on there. I don't think that we need to force people to put it on there.
Most municipalities do force them.
They may very well. I'm
Yeah.
opposed to it. If you have your letters on your mailbox or your numbers on your mailbox right in front of your house, I don't see why we would tell people then you have to have it on your house. Myself, I would have it on my house, not even for emergency services. I've lived here 20 years and never called one, but for the people who deliver for Amazon
Right.
and all the rest, and which I do anyway. But I don't think that, and this is just my opinion, if you have it in front, on your mailbox in front of your house, I don't think we need to require people to have it on their house.
But like Sandy said, not everybody has a mailbox in front of their house.
That's true, and I think if people are smart, they'll go ahead and put it on, but the only safety involved is theirs, and if they choose not to, then it's kind of on them.
I wasn't really bringing back up the factors of the ordinance itself, just the fact that it's, in the future, when I talk about these things at a committee level, we just need to be aware of the cost that I'm going to incur moving forward. And so that hopefully we could save that cost if I had known that there was a strong objection.
Keep that in mind.
Anything further from the board members?
I think that next movie is August 2nd.
It is.
Okay.
Yep, nope, there's a movie on August 2nd, Incredibles 2. It's the makeup movie from June. It'll be at dusk in the park.
Anything further from public?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
John makes a motion to adjourn, Dina seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'd like to come.
Yeah, as long as you come.
We are adjourned, 7:24.